their twice release ever? Or twice related release? NAYEON!
Yay!
Do you guys know who NAYEON is?
She used to be my bias.
Oh,
Pop.
Yeah.
did someone else take over?
Yeah, I like Sana now.
대짜야! 옆에서 같이 먹으면
이거
되죠?
질문 하나 해.
네. 먹었어요, 언니가.
And you know her for Pop Pop.
Yeah, she's a real cutie.
She is!
I don't, but I should. So maybe I do.
Do you know Pop 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 Pop?
And I don't.
I tried.
Boy, if you don't pop on repeat in my brain. Pop.
Dance with me.
Oh, I know that one. Yes.
Okay, so you guys are now reacting to NAYEON from the girl group Twice and her 2024 solo comeback titled ABCD. Wait, does it actually stand for something?
Adorable, beautiful, cool, demure.
Damn it!
All things NAYEON.
I knew you were gonna use that word. I knew you were gonna use that.
didn't.
It could have been
I actually
anything for D. It could have been dazzling, but nah, you went for demure.
Demure.
Bro.
It's okay, it's trendy. The lyrics express a confident and playful pursuit of love. NAYEON describes the irresistible attraction between her and her partner, Safi. Likening it to being hypnotized or under a spell, and promise to guide their partner into understanding love step by step. The song is composed by Rick Bridges, J.Y. Park.
JYP.
The Asian soul.
JYP. P-Dog, Ghost Loop, Aaron Wyme, and Shorel.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I'm excited. Sorry, I already saw one comment.
They've hyped you up. Let's
They
see
hyped
if
me up. Let's go.
the expectations match.
Oh, rabbit.
I know, I said that too.
Because
She looks like a rabbit.
If you're hearing this right now, that means this video isn't monetizable, nor is it sponsored. Instead, this video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support our team and also gain access to tons of exclusive content. We post almost daily reactions to both old and new K-pop songs, along with a weekly podcast. Here's a sneak peek of one of our latest episodes.
Yeah, that
was
pyramid is
nice
so
as
cool.
They ascend higher and they stack those vocals. I think that was definitely my favorite moment of this song.
That moment is particularly interesting because it's outlining like the running. It outlines an A flat chord, A flat major chord over B flat minor harmony. So there's just a ton of like chord extensions in there. I believe that's an
spicy.
11th that it goes up to.
There's some crunch.
Yeah, the vocal layering, I think throughout, there's a lot of, and I think throughout the album, they layer her vocals in like chords in a lot of these tracks, which I think is a really nice way to also feature her vocals as well.
In 2024, we even added a new series where we rank every title track and single in an artist's discography. If you want to become a patron or YouTube member to help our channel continue and to access over 1,000 exclusive videos, check out the description of this video for how to join. Thank you so much to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't keep doing this without you. And now, back to the video.
I have a good intro. Ready?
Ready?
Ready? A B C D E. Fuck me up.
Okay.
Oh no! This has got to be New York.
That rabbit's gonna impale. Dodged everything, but deliberately crashes into the bus stop.
Ooh, chesty.
Hey, eyes off her.
Boy, if you don't get your squiggly.
Wait, this is like, this is like the,
We've already got so many layers.
yeah.
Ooh, the wub.
Whoa, that's great. That transition is cinema.
This feels like a release because it's went from so many different.
Yeah.
Ooh, Singing in the Rain
Not
reference.
in black and white though. You know, they tried with that one.
Oh, it's so sweet.
But they're breaking it up. I like that.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, ABCD.
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Yo!
Kind of
You know what song this is referencing?
Crazy Love.
Love. That bass line was crazy, yeah.
That motif is back. The ba ba
Feeling
ba
so
ba
crazy
is a
right
transition.
now.
She's so strong.
It resolves.
I like that they're having her sing lower too. In Twice, she's in the stratosphere.
Yeah, she is.
At all times.
That section sounded like it had some body percussion in it.
Oh, maybe.
they're really prepping NAYEON to be it girl.
Yeah. That's in the mood. Is that a one
In the mood for love. Well, the colors also.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like almost an octatonic kind of feel for the bass line.
Yeah. That also like sliding down from the 7th to the 5th.
And then in the background it slides up.
Oh.
So there's like,
There's so much happening because there's so many different like type of like
Yeah.
pop in here.
It's extremely catchy, and I'm saving this one. I'm saving this song. The criticisms I've had in the past about like solo artists, like they don't exist for this one. There's so much flair. Whoa,
Whoa.
woo!
Okay.
that's thick.
Interesting.
Not
skissy.
Not she.
Was not expecting that.
Not she.
The music.
Yes. Wait for it. And
Whoa.
coochie grab. Twitter was blowing up.
Okay.
What is going on?
Yeah! Yes!
I didn't know she was such a dancer.
It feels like a more masculine dance style.
Yeah,
It's really cool. I like
that's
it.
what she's going for.
Ooh!
Ooh, wait, I dig this. This like outro.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, I like how they did ABCD, but then Z got mentioned. Let's not forget the end of the alphabet.
So cool.
It's so cool.
4th chorus.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the endings are never. Endings in K-pop. That's all I gotta say.
I wish it was
They never
longer.
resolve.
I think this was my gay awakening.
We got
Were
it
you
on
not
tape.
already awakened?
Yeah, but it was reawakened.
That was so good!
Yeah.
My favorite Twice release ever? Or Twice related release?
I actually really like that a lot. I was really on that journey with them, you know? And that music video was also freaking captivating, so that was cool.
Super good though. There were a lot of things I didn't notice like while I listened to it over the summer because I just listened for the vibes. This was like one of my first times listening to it musically.
Yeah, turning on the musician brain, flipping that switch
Yeah.
on.
This was my gay awakening. This was your musical awakening.
Wow. Her bicep. Why is she like kind of ripped? I'm fangirling. This is good.
I wish it was longer, and I wish that it had a more satisfying ending.
I think it made
Why
its
was
point.
this not satisfying and why was this satisfying to you?
I wouldn't say it was a satisfying ending, but it didn't make me upset. I've been conditioned. I've been conditioned to not expect much out of endings as a baseline, but every time a K-pop song ends, I'm like, okay, let's not think about what interval or like what the ending made me feel, but whether the song served its purpose up until that ending. And this song very much did because the bridge was hype, viscous dance, and then I think the last chorus still held my attention. So when it ended, I'm like, all right, play that back. K-pop endings are engineered to make you want to go, hey, let's play that back. Can't be mad.
Whereas you were like, oh my god, it ended on 5.
Oh, I don't care that songs end on 5. That's such a classical musician. Like, it's not resolving harmonic. I don't care.
Okay.
Energy-wise and texturally-wise, I think it's like an awkward point to stop at.
Oh.
If you're going to stop unexpectedly, it would be cool to go back to the kind of rap feeling and then to have some, and I'm like, hey, and then like, record scratch out, and that'd be cute. Then it would be like a cute ending. But this is just like, we stopped the song.
I really liked her flow.
In a specific section in general?
I don't know, I liked, hey, da 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 na na. Like, I feel like that's catchy. And I liked how it kind of like was abrupt, switched up, like kind of like sprinkled in some like new material in that type of way too as well. Like it kind of like spiced it up and it just kept it like flowing to the end. Like,
it was going,
solid.
It didn't stop.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, Elijah, when we first reached that hey, gonna da 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 da, you were like, What caused you to go?
Ooh. How heavy the instrumentals were. I really like that little bass line. It was all kind of just comfortably in E flat with a bit of like this like little, I heard this little flat 6 B kind of thing happening too. But it was really just E flat minor.
Yeah, can we break that down? Because one of the reactors actually thought it had modulated or something. I don't think so. So we need you guys to like,
It is not modulate. They are wrong.
Can you play E flat again? Hey, to the beat goes. I think it's.
And then there's also the
Yeah, that's going to like an E flat minor thing.
Is that where? Yeah. Okay.
It's one of this. The vocals going. It's like one of those notes.
Is it because it like starts on an out of key note and then goes up to E flat?
Yes, and also maybe just because it starts off drums, not so apparently that it's like E flat. So
Oh, so like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of points like earlier, like that little pre-chorus thing where it was like long, and then at the end, this is really cool, kind of like syncopated, kind of like it's crazy how much you can change how she writes her melodies.
Everything in this song was pretty syncopated. Even in the more open like chorusy sections, it was still like da, 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 it was never hopping on the beat, which isn't, it's not common for pop music to hop on the beat, but this song was like extra syncopated, extra layered, and super fun.
There are so many instrumental layers in this song, and they aren't just instrumental layers that are looped consistently throughout the entire song. They change up the groove, they change up the instrumentation. You do need to really, capture every single little detail put into this song. You do need to do some really concentrated, active listening. And in order for that to happen for me, I'm gonna need to close my eyes, zero facial expression reaction, and just.
Okay, so we're doing a no talking listen.
A no talking listen. Okay. So it's kind of like hip hop. I want to say Latin type groove, maybe. Oh, I said no talking.
I was confused about that.
It's the muscle memory. It's like, I need to start talking right now. Okay, ready? 9 seconds.
The opening, I wasn't sure when it started what I was gonna expect genre-wise from this, because it's like, because sometimes the intros have nothing to do with the music itself. So I was like not expecting the intro to have any relation to the actual song, which it does in this case. But after that, there's like the dun, 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 dun. I was like, you could either go hard like doo, and then like get like a trap beat, and so I was ready for anything. And so honestly, the opening sort of it was leading me to a more like, and also sort of like the kind of badass vibes with like cars flipped over, and like she was like looking like very fierce, but like fierce that could have been a drop in a trap beat, you know?
Yeah. It could have happened.
Which I think it's just from the fact that it was more electronic. It was more of electronic sound, and then it goes straight into the with like the brass and then the
But what about like the verses and pre-chorus and stuff?
They're very different, and they're in a hip-hop style that I don't really associate with NAYEON. Yeah, because like she has this like drum set thing going.
You said there was like multiple layers going on. Can we do a breakdown of that?
Okay, so you know what a drum set is, right? So the riot is over here, and the hi-hat is here. Yeah. It just sounds like he's doing like, so it's just like.
I'm the right symbol.
It just sounds like he's doing that, and then it's like the snare on 2 and 4, right, or whatever. Yeah. And then there's a cowbell that gets added. Here it is.
Isn't it just?
I think it is doing that, like the bossa nova clave you were talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So yeah, that's going on. So let's see if I can do this with my foot. So it's like, hold on. And then the snare drum will be my right foot. So it's like, shoot. No, I can't do that. I'm just gonna hit here. I'm gonna hit this leg for the snare drum. So it's this.
To be fair, it's probably 2 people playing this versus cowbell.
There it is.
Out of context, this is so funny!
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what's going on here.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that.
Couple of changes, but.
Is that why it's so groovy?
Yeah, it's because like that 16th note, like you're getting 2 different sounds, so it doesn't sound like this the whole time. You're not like hearing. That's kind of boring, but you're hearing like
the other way around, yeah.
That's so driving, yeah.
On top of over that, so all of those different sounds, even though they're all just 16th notes, makes
super
it
nice,
really
layering,
groovy.
Yeah, and then also like the vocal line on top of that was pretty like.
I loved her vocal lines in this, and I love the background vocals. Like, if you listen to this pre-chorus, the background vocals are so active. So, yeah, in the background, 36. Just kidding. Yeah, and so it's always so active, whether she's harmonizing with herself or whether there's actual sorts of call and reply, call and answer.
Yeah, I don't know what the best term is when it's like, because I think of call and response as like the response is almost the same.
But this is actually its own melodic line.
Yeah.
So
like,
duet, she duets with herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works. That works better than any of the words I was thinking of.
I think in the most popular Twice songs, Nayeon's voice always has this really like in your face sort of like a delivery. And so I've always associated her delivery like that. But here, it's like I hear the dimensions in her voice for like almost the first time. And it's great. I'm glad that they chose to not do the Nayeon thing, but decided to showcase her range.
I agree. In terms of like range, it puts her in a whole bunch of different textures and different scenes, and it shows how like she shimmers in each way, you know?
Okay, so like musically why
Of course it's a
that
BMW.
felt so masculine was because she was using a lot of chest, or it was written melodically in a lower register, so it had that kind of strength. Like, well, my voice is lower, but I like how there's like some contrast to it. Kind of shows off her range. Something that I couldn't even pay attention to the instrumental because I liked her voice a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it so special. Like in the pre-chorus, she goes to this like high kind of like mix, and that's like so her. That's like what we associate with her is like the high register, high notes, present vocalist, and then she goes back down to I wanna be like it. You know?
It's sexy.
It's sexy.
The one thing that could have brought this song to the next level was to use like studio musicians rather than synth or MIDI instruments. Like I get maybe the reason why they use MIDI was to, you know, help it like blend a little bit more with the more synthetic
I wouldn't
sections.
be surprised if the guitar was real.
Yeah,
Like
that was probably,
those strums, you might be able to get those if you're really good at programming MIDI, but I feel like it would be easier to just find a guitarist than to try to program those that exposed and nice sounding.
The moment I'm specifically talking about is the dance break where they have marching band. There's trumpets, trombones.
I think what threw me off was like the bass was like clearly electronic in the dance break, and it wasn't anywhere else in the song. So it didn't like, I don't know, it didn't have the
And the strings, like, it's a little bit plasticky sounding, so it isn't as big and punchy as it could be if it was, or like impressive sounding. Right?
Yeah.
If it was a studio musician.
I feel like the chorus has some brass too.
Oh, well, the post-chorus, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that was easier because it's layered in with so many other stuff and it isn't doing anything rhythmic, right?
Yeah.
So like when you hear the isolated like, it sounds like, that's like the way that like my ears interpret it in the dance break, whereas in the chorus it's just like blah, and it's a wall of sound with a bunch of other things happening coming at you, and her voice is taking over like your attention, so you don't really pay attention to the timbre there.
Dance break did hit though.
Yeah,
and
it was cool.
The groove in there also is pretty great.
Why it grew and why it hitting, and why is the trash truck coming so damn late into the day?
Yeah, oh my god. I'll flip the coin. Yeah, there's just a lot of really cool sounds, and they're all different sounds from what we've heard before. You've got the random little brass hits, and then you've got like a kind of sound in the background that comes in like here and there.
Nice.
A few others like, and obviously the really boomy bass drum. Like that's kind of the key. It's like very clearly like this is different from anywhere else in the song. This is
in the actual like song. Is there still this dance break? I feel like that'd be kind of weird. Because the texture, the texture is just so thin. Like they thin it out so you can focus on her dancing.
I'm sorry, that's really hot.
There is a version without the dance break, and there's a version with a dance break called extended version.
Okay.
So it's not in the like song.
No.
Okay.
Okay, because it's interesting because I feel like this song, it sounds like it's from like 2000, like before 2010-ish, like Beyonce vibes.
Yeah.
And then that dance break took us to like the 2020s.
Yeah.
What I did notice, why this doesn't maybe feel like we're going drastically into different vibes, is there are a few recurring motifs. When it comes to melodic motifs, in the instrumental we have the da da dee da dee da dee da, right? That happens in the first verse, and then it also happens during transitions in the hook. Then we also have the instrumental itself of like recognizing the timbre of violins. I believe it's MIDI or synth violins, but that literally continues throughout the entire track, maybe even the dance break section.
Because like rhythmically, it's all together, everything together that's been showing up earlier in the song.
The third thing that returns is the fifth leap. What's the tonic of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That happens in both the chorus and the outro, and I realized, oh hey, we've heard that leap of a fifth before earlier in the song. And so just having little things like that you can tie to previous sections of the song allows this song not to feel like it's too disjointed or, taking too much of a left or right turn.
The choreo was also more like masculine. I like that energy. I feel like even in 2024, we get a lot of like strong girl crush kind of concepts, but we don't necessarily get like a gender roles switch kind of concept, I guess. This felt a lot more like, I'm gonna teach you how to love. You're my type, like it felt very like, I'm strong, here's what I want, and I like that a lot. And it wasn't presented in like more like a stereotypically girly kind of way.
It's interesting. She went for like the b-boy kind of vibe.
Yeah, I really, really like it. We need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like total pop icon, and it's showing how she's like connecting to various different pop traditions.
It seems like they're going for like the timeless quality
Right.
of things.
Yeah.
Like, will always be catchy and she'll always be cool no matter what like century she's in,
Nearly everything about this song is what I personally want to hear when I'm listening to a K-pop song for the first time. That's because I never get bored listening to it, because there's both a lot of things going on vertically when it comes to layers and horizontally when it comes to changing up those instruments, changing up those layers, changing up the feel, right? So at first it's like this, and it's like, wah, and then it's like boom, 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 hit, hit, right? It has a lot of different feels. The instrumental happening in every single section is interesting in itself because I can't quite fully name everything or expect what's going to happen. Maybe it's just because I'm unfamiliar with the style, but it is so cool that they're able to fit in so many different vibes and keep it groovy, also singable at the same time. Very, very fun. And that little touch of doing the dance break and just the post-chorus of the song, then an outro, then the drop itself, like, that's awesome.
Okay.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Some chromaticism.
Harmonies. Oh, she's so hot.
Oh my gosh. She ate with this concept.